Do you want to know about best Dolby Atmos soundbars? Yes, you are in the right place. We have tried to include in-depth information on Dolby Atmos soundbars in our video, which will be enough to fulfill all of your needs. All of them are maintaining their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturer, and real customer feedback. If you want to buy the best Dolby Atmos soundbars, we think this list will be very worthy to you. Now, let's get started with the video. At the first position of our list, we have Sonos Arc. Sonos has managed to cram an entire surround sound solution into its Arc soundbar. The Sonos Arc draws on Dolby's latest True HD and Dolby Digital Plus sound codecs to deliver the best quality lossless audio found on cutting-edge Blu-ray discs and some of the leading streaming services. We were truly impressed with how it uses Dolby Atmos to enhance the 3D soundscape, which is really delivered on sounds really do come at you from all angles. We thought the effect was pretty convincing in our test, and while it's not as immersive as overhead speakers mounted on your ceiling, it's a lot easier to install. We also like the simple setup on offer from Sonos here, which involved just a couple of steps on the smartphone app, and as you'd expect, it's easy to hook it up to other Sonos speakers. The minimalist cable connections and all-in-one system construction add to this no-fuss feeling and streamlined aesthetic, making it the best Dolby Atmos soundbar you can buy. No, it isn't cheap. The Samsung HWQ930B soundbar at the top of our list is a better and capable option if you need to save cash. But if you're already a fan of Sonos, then we think you're going to love the way this soundbar delivers really impressive surround sound. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Sony HDG700. We think the Sony HDG700 hits an excellent sweet spot for features, price, and the scale of its sound. It's a Dolby Atmos soundbar and wireless subwoofer combo in one, and it's a good size for TV that are 48 inches and bigger. As we've come to expect from Sony devices, there's more to this soundbar than just stereo, as good as that is. For it to make this list, it obviously supports both the Dolby Atmos surround sound format as well as DTS:X. Sony uses its excellent sound processing and acoustic wizardry to create a wall of sound we were truly blown away by. It stretches way beyond the limits of your TV screen, but with convincing positioning and direction of specific sounds. Admittedly, we don't think it's as good sound-wise as the Sonos Arc in the guide below. Sony hasn't forgotten about the basics, though. The subwoofer gives it depth and bass that something like the Sonos Arc can't match on its own, and we found speech to be really clear even in busy action soundtracks that's without the speech boosting mode turned on. Downsides: there aren't any dedicated up-firing channels here, so we found the Atmos performance a little lacking at times compared to our Sony AV amp with its dedicated Atmos speakers. And if we're being really picky, we'd say that it's also slightly less dynamic for sudden explosions and swelling soundtracks than the likes of the Sonos Arc or Samsung HWQ800, but it's a lot cheaper than either. So for the price, it's the most cinematic experience you can get. The number 3 position is held by Samsung HWQ930B. Samsung creates excellent soundbars, including expensive models and more affordable, mid-range devices, like the Samsung HWQ930B. This soundbar represents a change to the tech company's approach to Dolby Atmos. Up until now, only Samsung's flagship soundbars give you more than the main soundbar and a subwoofer. The HWQ930B gives you both of those and 2 rear speakers. It delivers an impressive 9.14 audio channel count that's only 2 channels down on the Q990B's class-leading 11.14 configuration, making it the best Dolby Atmos soundbar in our opinion, especially for its price. During our testing, we were thoroughly impressed by the HDMI pass-through with support for both of the Dolby Vision and HDR10 plus HDR formats, and playback of both of the Dolby Atmos and DTS:X sound formats that currently represent the best the film and music worlds have to offer. We found that the sound on offer here is truly in a different class to its 2-piece Samsung soundbar predecessors. Now it has good quality rears. We found the sound is be truly immersive. It's no longer locked to the front of the room only. In our experience, no similarly priced soundbar we've heard to date rivals the Samsung HWQ930B soundbar, or combines such an immersive surround sound experience with so much raw power. To beat it, you'd have to pay much more money. But if you do want better performance and you're willing to part with more cash, check out the stellar Samsung HWQ990B further down in our list below. Next at number 4, we have Samsung HWQ990B. The Samsung HWQ990B is the high-end Dolby Atmos soundbar system from Samsung's 2022 range, and it's essentially the upgraded version of the Samsung HWQ950, and the guide above which should suit you if you're looking for a cheaper soundbar. Like the HWQ950A, it delivers 11.14 channels of audio that it directs around and above you, delivered from a combination of soundbar, subwoofer, and 2 wireless rear speaker units. There are some significant refinements from the previous model. We found that the new acoustic lens on the subwoofer diffuses the sound better around the room. What's more, the rear speakers have been redesigned to better help the precision of the up-firing drivers. There's now space-fit automatic room compensation to help maintain detail in the sound as it reflects around. And the sound has generally been tweaked and re-engineered. And the result is that, in the words of our review, the Q990B creates the most fully rounded and immersive surround sound experience we've ever heard from even the best Dolby Atmos soundbars. The way it steers parts of a movie around and right above you is unparalleled. It's so really big and fulsome in its sound. Without being overly heavy, it's a heavy sledgehammer and a deft fountain pen, depending on the need. The number 5 position is held by Samsung HWQ700B. If you own a Samsung TV with Q Symphony, you should consider the Samsung Q700B Dolby Atmos soundbar. Q Symphony is Samsung's high-end audio technology, which syncs up your TV and your soundbar so that sounds are played in sync. You should find most mid-range and high-end Samsung TV support it. Combine the Q Symphony TV with the Samsung Q700B soundbar, and you can create a wall of sound. We watched the Netflix movie The Gray Man to test it, and, in our review, we wrote that we were impressed by the clear dialogue, hefty presentation, and spacious soundstage. To be clear, even without a Samsung TV, you can get a lot from the Samsung Q700B soundbar. This 3.12 sound system boasts Dolby Atmos and DTS-X codec support, as well as HDMI input and output. We found that the HWQ700B also doubles as a solid music speaker, too. Other soundbars on this list might offer a more high-end audio experience, like the Sony HDG700. But you'll have to pay almost double the price. In contrast, the Samsung Q700B is excellent value for money and punches well above its weight when it comes to both performance and functionality. The number 6 position is dominated by Bose Smart Soundbar 600. If you're looking for a Dolby Atmos soundbar that delivers big sound from a compact and affordable package, consider the Bose Smart Soundbar 600. This soundbar features actual up-firing speakers for Atmos height effects, which is rare for a budget bar. In our review, we wrote, music and sound effects were rendered in a spacious manner that extended the presentation well beyond the confines of the bar itself, and even music sounded well balanced and with decent stereo separation, something many soundbars fail to deliver. During our testing, we also noted that dialogue clarity is excellent, and while it doesn't hit the low bass notes that other soundbar systems with an included subwoofer manage, it offers up consistently exciting sound when watching movies and TV. This is a solid choice if you want a relatively affordable soundbar, but it's great for smaller spaces too. At 27 inches wide by 2 inches high and 4 inches deep, it's a fairly sleek and compact design for an all-in-one unit. Onboard streaming features, including AirPlay 2 and Chromecast, are plentiful. App-based setup is a breeze, and everything is packaged in an attractive all-in-one form factor. This soundbar impressed us when we reviewed it, but its price is what makes it an excellent value Dolby Atmos soundbar too. Finally, the number 7 position is dominated by LG's 95QR. The LG's 95QR stretches the definition of a soundbar by including 4 separate speaker units and delivering a channel count that would embarrass most separate space systems. With 810 W of output power and an unusual 9.1 5-channel configuration, there's an up-firing center speaker as well as the expected surround ones. It's designed to deliver the clearest possible dialogue without sacrificing surround performance or that all-important low-end thump. It's been designed in conjunction with high-end speaker maker Meridian and includes a special Meridian music mode that reconfigures stereo music to take advantage of more of the 95 QR channels. This is without a doubt LG's best-sounding soundbar to date, with phenomenal power, huge dynamic range, and an impressively realistic soundstage. It's up there with the very best Dolby Atmos soundbars available today, and it's as good with music as it is with movies. The only real negative here is the price, which is considerably more than the similar Samsung HWQ930B. But it's a powerful, compelling, and convincing soundbar that's a particularly good match for one of the best LG TV. That's all for today. All the product links in the description down below. We upload videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for the upcoming video notification.